So this is kind of cool. The AT goes under this bridge. It's kind of funny. It's like a highway. I think it's kind of cool. I love the wilderness areas, but I also like the weird sections where we go through town and go under bridges. I've been trying to challenge myself a little more because physically the trail is not that demanding anymore. It's we don't do a lot of elevation, plus we're in shape from hiking for 2 months. But so the trail is not as physically demanding in and of itself, just to like get over mountains. The mountains aren't that high. It's just like ridge lines. You climb a little bit and then you're up in the ridge line and you kind of stay up in the ridge line. So in order to challenge myself more, I'm trying to go faster. And it's really kind of comical how slow I actually am, because you're still hiking on uneven ground. So, but if I could go like 2.5 miles an hour, it feels like I'm hiking really fast. And if you do that over an extended period of time, you know, like a 10-hour day, you could do like 24 miles. I'm gonna look in here because there's these notes that somebody leaves for people to find. They're called like Shoykill notes or something. My friend Margot found a whole bunch. I don't really see them in here. She found a whole bunch of these notes. It's like a piece of paper with a bunch of, looks like a bunch of gibberish with like conspiracy words all mixed together and some symbols. And there's this guy that posts them along trails around this county in Pennsylvania. It's all on Reddit, and it has a Wikipedia page about it. And he also, I guess, worked for a food distribution place at one time, and he would put these notes in mac and cheese and Cheez-Its and things like that. Anyway, we think we saw the guy, because if you pick up one of these notes that he leaves on the trail, he'll replenish it like a day later. He checks them regularly. So I'm surprised nobody set up a trail cam. But anyway, we saw this guy running along the trail, which is not that uncommon to see trail runners, but he was wearing jeans, which usually the trail runners don't wear jeans. And he had this same thing he did when he came up behind us. He whistled so to get our attention so it doesn't scare us as he's passing us on the trail. He did the same thing to me and Margot. And then Ratatouille saw him also. And he was just a normal looking dude, kind of thin, 30. Was wearing jeans, like a black t-shirt. He was carrying a Gatorade bottle. So it didn't really look that unusual, but he ran down the trail and then he stopped and turned around and came back. Like he was checking like different spots to see if the notes were taken. That's what it looked like in retrospect. All three of us saw him. So it could be more than one person too, because there's like thousands of these notes found all over Pennsylvania and occasionally in other areas along the Appalachian Trail. So it's kind of interesting. But anyway, back to my earlier point. I feel like challenging myself. As I go down south, I'd like to pick up my mileage and start doing 20 and 20 plus mile days. And the elevation's not challenging, but I could challenge myself by doing bigger mileage. To me, it's kind of enjoyable to look at it as like a physical challenge. You're not really racing against anybody but yourself, but it's kind of a fun thing to do, for me anyway, and I think other people as well. Some people enjoy the trail by trying to push themselves, see how fast and far they can hike. I think I we'll probably do that different times. And then other times I'll take breaks and enjoy the scenery. This is a very, very pretty stretch. A lot of the wildflowers are blooming and then other leaves are changing color. I kind of like the meadows. I like being out in the open once in a while. Get out of the woods. It's about 60 something. Not that humid. It's a nice day. We're gonna do like, I guess, a 17-mile day to some obscure unofficial campsite that Ratatouille found. So it's near a spring. So I'll see how it goes. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not feeling as energetic as I did yesterday, but I'm feeling like I could sort of start slow and then sort of pick up speed as the day goes on. So I want to kind of take in the experience too, be in the present moment, enjoy the scenery. There really is a lot of beauty in Pennsylvania. It kind of reminds me of where I went to high school in the southern tier of New York, in the Binghamton area. It's like a lot of farms, rolling hills, different mixed forests. It's very quaint, I guess, in a way you could say. Here's some chicken in the woods. You could actually eat these. I'm not 100% sure, but these are either chicken in the woods or chanterelles. I used to be more familiar with them. I had a book, but I'm not gonna risk it now. But they're kind of pretty. It's kind of cool, really, to see something like this in the woods. Let's go! We're in the beaver dam. We could have blue blazed around this.
Look to the right. We're like right along it.
Where's the beaver? They live in there. Look, that could be a beaver lodge. We've seen so much beaver on this trail, like tame beavers, wild beavers. Did we see a dead beaver or no?
No, we saw a dead fox.
A dead fox. This is definitely, so this is a trail that you can blue blaze, which means there's an alternate route. But we decided to brave it because we heard it's dry anyway. But it's actually not that dry. It's actually kind of muddy. I'm going to balance along this log.
A little sketchy.
It's a little sketchy. You got to kind of have your wits about you.
And wait for your friend to go. I'm not about to step on that.
Yeah. I am balancing on this log with the greatest of ease. This hike actually takes some coordination. We're in the tall grass. Fortunately, it's kind of past the height of tick season. The ticks are probably, some are still out, but it's getting cool at night. I haven't been getting ticks. Have you been getting ticks, Ratatouille? Have you been getting any ticks?
No.
No?
That's because I use bug spray.
Oh yeah, he coats himself with bug spray and Body Glide every morning as a prophylactic measure. We're through the beaver dam. It was worth not doing the blue blaze. Getting ready to go into this scary woods. It's very deep and dark. There's not a lot of sunlight. It's kind of like Mirkwood Forest, which is in The Hobbit. This is not creepy at all. Here we are. This is a cool bridge. Up ahead, we're in PA. It's kind of a piney woods. We're gonna cross the road. Here is a piece of history. You want to read all that?
There's even a bigger board over here.
Very historical.
Oh, that's what this is.
PA has some of the nicest shelters. Here's a double decker. It's got stairs leading to a circular picnic table. It's pretty nice.
There's rattlesnake warnings everywhere.
Oh good, don't pet the snakes.
It comes out from under the shelter. Check your sleeping bag before you climb in.
Oh, it's a rattlesnake lives here.
Yeah.
Oh man. Damn it. I wonder where he would sun himself.
I don't know, man.
There is an owl. Either a barred owl or a great gray owl. He's looking at me there. See, he's in the center of the frame. He's a beautiful owl. There he goes. Look at this, looking around. He flew by and landed in this tree, and it was totally silent. So here I am crossing the power lines, and you could actually hear the power lines crackling. That is Pennsylvania in a nutshell right there. A lot of weird stuff. In a few minutes, I'm going to pass over the Susquehanna River. And it's kind of bringing back a lot of memories, because when I was a boy in the late 80s, I was in high school, I'd go fishing with my dad in the Susquehanna River in a 12-foot aluminum Grumman motorboat. We'd fish up and down the river for walleyes, bass, pike, muskies, and we did pretty good. Caught a lot of fish, had a lot of fun. And this is the Susquehanna that goes through Pennsylvania, but it actually goes through upstate New York also. And in Binghamton is along the Shenango River, which empties into the Susquehanna. We'd put in a boat launch and we'd fish all summer, like every weekend in the summer. It was pretty nice. So now I'm headed south, and it's just kind of bringing back memories. Here it is, the Susquehanna River. Right now, if I were to walk in there, I guarantee you I could catch some bait. Does the AT go by a strip club? Seems kind of ludicrous, but I think that's the case. This looks a lot like the hills where I grew up, of the southern tier. View from the balcony of the Doyle Hotel in Duncannon, PA. Kind of a foggy morning. Said that to myself. Here's some local architecture in Duncannon, PA. It's kind of neat. Here we are on the Susquehanna River, which reminds me of my childhood in the southern tier. Here we are with Margot, Polo, and Rat. Itui. Rat Itui.
That's my rat.
But this water's like glass today. Just I know there's fish in here. It's just kind of exciting.
Looks nice and blue.
It's it's kind of industrial. But we're gonna go get some pizza because we never get pizza.
It's been over a day.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna interview Margot for my vlog. She likes being on the spot. We are heading out to the trail. The Sobo Nobos, and it's a steamy, rainy morning in Duncannon, PA. How do you feel, Margot? Pretty
Great.
Good? Nice. Got positive energy today. Ratatouille is our fearless leader because he looked it far out once. So now he's qualified to lead us. And we're practicing our Spanish today. Buenos dias. Por favor, en la ventana.
Punta.
Dios mío. Pendejo. Okay, so anyway, that's what we're doing. Here is a box turtle. I saw one in Pennsylvania in 2016. They can live to be 100 years old. And they live out here in the woodland. They're the kind of turtle that lives on land. And when they put their head in their shell, they have like a hinge that shuts up their head and protects them. I'm gonna move him off the trail just so he doesn't get stepped on. I don't like to interfere with him too much, but boy, he is really, see his hinge? See how he has a hinge? He shut up his shell, it's like sealed up tight. See that? He's a very, very beautiful pattern on this turtle. Very beautiful. I'm gonna put him just just ahead on the trail to where he was going. But he is a very... So I'm going to make a video about the turtle because it got cut off. I was holding my phone and talking into it, but it wasn't recording because the raindrop hit my phone. But anyway, that was a mature male box turtle. On a box turtle, or any kind of turtle, you can count the rings on the scutes on their back. The shell is made of individual scales called scutes. And each time they shed their skin, they leave a ring on the scutes. You can count them and count their age. So it counted kind of quick. I didn't look at him too closely because I didn't want to poke around on him too much. But he had 30 or 40 rings. That means he was really old. And he was very big for male. So he's been around for a long time, walking around these woods eating earthworms and different plants. They're kind of omnivorous. You can actually keep them for a pet, but it's probably not good to take one out of the wild to do that because they're fairly rare and I think they're protected. But people do keep them as pets and they could live for a really long time as a pet. Sometimes they outlive their owners. But here's a very beautiful pattern on that box turtle, and so it was very special to see that. This is kind of cute. It's like a little country scene. It's got a soybean field, looks like, in the background. Here's a hay field. We're in Pennsylvania. I just saw a box turtle. It's a good day. It's very misty. And it's kind of a little drizzly, but really humid still. I was hoping the rain would break the humidity, but that's just kind of, you gotta kind of take it as it comes out here on the Appalachian Trail. So this is kind of a fun aspect of the Appalachian Trail, is walking through a cornfield. It's kind of funny because I feel like the purpose of the Appalachian Trail is to not only experience the wilderness, but experience America and all the farmland and all the industrial centers, because a lot of times you're up on a mountain but you could see the town, you could see all the industry, you could see all the other Americans. So I think it's pretty cool. I really like it when it goes through like a farmer's field or a cow pasture or a cornfield. It's got a good change of pace from the green tunnel of woods. And now here, it's a lot of road noise, but we have some soybeans. We are in the town of Boiling Springs, which is a quaint, cute town on the Appalachian Trail. And this is a very crystal clear duck pond. It's really, I swam in here before, but today's not that hot. It's crystal clear water. It's so pretty. Really, really nice. There's ducks. I think that's where the spring comes out. Really nice. Here's an outfitter. So we're just kind of enjoying the day. Oh yeah, there's all the ducks and the geese. Buddy, it's a very beautiful day today. The town of Boiling Springs has this lovely park and this beautiful duck pond. With lots of wildlife. Lots of geese. Look at these lovely cypress trees. Look at this cypress tree. Isn't that cool? I'm gonna identify it with my picture of this app. We are looking at history right now. This is very historical. They used to make iron inside this bucket. Or what do you want to call it?
Pig iron.
A kiln? Pig iron. What do you think, Ratatouille, about the historical development of the pig iron?
It's awesome.
Nice. Do you use pig iron?
Do you?
I mean, maybe if I needed a cast iron pot. Good morning. So in a little bit here, I'm going to be in Pine Grove Furnace State Park, which is roughly the halfway point on the Appalachian Trail. So this is a very significant section of the trail to me, because what happened was in 2015, just after I reached the halfway point, I got off the trail for different reasons. So the main reason I got off the trail is I was hiking alone. So in 2015, when I hiked the trail, I made a really strong group of friends in the 100-mile wilderness, and we hiked half the trail together. And that happens a lot on the Appalachian Trail, especially if you're going northbound. But in our case, we're going southbound, and we call it a trail family. And some people call it a tramily, which I think is kind of a stupid term. It doesn't take that long to say trail family. I feel like tramily is kind of cringe. But anyway, that's besides the point. We had a trail family, and it's kind of interesting because when you're an adult, you don't often have a group of friends that you see every day. You know, like usually you do when you're in like high school or in the army or college. But when you're an adult, you have like coworkers that you see 5 days a week. Maybe if you're friends with your coworkers, you might see them a little more than that. But a lot of times you may have coworkers that you get along with, but you're not really close friends. And you might have some close friends that you probably made friends with when you were in high school or college that you see a few times a year, you know. So when you're on the trail, you're with a group of people that are from, you know, a fairly diverse background, but it's not really that diverse. It's a lot of college educated, you know, people that are kind of hippie-ish, you know, like the outdoors. So you have a lot in common. You're both a little odd enough to take 6 months off to hike the Appalachian Trail. So you have an instant rapport, not with everybody you meet, but with a few people you meet, you have this rapport, and you start hiking together, and then you kind of go to town together, and it's a lot of fun. But sometimes there's a little bit of a tension between being an individual, making individual decisions, and being part of the group and making decisions by the consensus. So sometimes there's that tension, but overall, a lot of people enjoy hiking with a trail family. So I had a trail family, and it was a lot of fun. And we used to go to town together, stay in hostels together. We'd hike to various waypoints, like shelters. And we wouldn't hike in single file during the day. We'd hike separately at different paces, but then we'd all meet up at night at the same place. And sometimes we'd get separated for brief periods, and then people would rejoin the group. But after the second half, everybody in my trail family got off the trail for various reasons, like going to weddings and different commitments they had. And when you do something like get off the trail, go to a wedding, when you get back on the trail, unless you skip ahead, you're a week behind or more, depending on how long you got off the trail. If you're a week behind and your people are doing 20 miles a day, you're not really going to catch up. So the trail family kind of fell apart. We did have a group text that we were on, but everybody was just talking about what they're doing off trail. And so I was separated from the group. I had one last get together with them somewhere in Pennsylvania. I can't remember exactly where, but I had gotten a shuttle out to there because different people were behind, different people were ahead, and we all kind of got together. So that was kind of last hurrah. I had that sense. And I had gotten rid of my tent, and I got a new tent. It was a used tent that had a broken pole, and it was kind of an uncomfortable tent. And my foot was kind of hurting from all the rocks in Pennsylvania. And so I was hiking alone, and I was kind of missing my trail family, and it was kind of a boring section. And every time I took a step, my foot hurt. And so I kind of got discouraged. And people say if you feel discouraged, take a couple days off, and then you usually will feel better. But I took a couple days off, and I still wasn't really feeling it. I feel like I've gotten a lot out of the trail. I wasn't really enjoying it anymore. So I got off the trail. I went back to the farm I was working on, and then I went and visited my mother in Madison, Wisconsin. And so I got off in time for Thanksgiving. And but I always regretted that I didn't finish, because I set out to hike the whole 2,200 miles, and then so I worked for a while, and I was in I traveled around a lot that year after I got off the trail. I was in California for a while, then I was in Washington, and I was working at a nursing home and saving money. And then I saved up quite a bit of money, and I kind of was sick of the job I had. It was very long hours, and I had no free time. That's how I was able to save money. And so I quit that job, and then I had enough money to hike the second half of the trail. So then I flew out to Harrisburg, PA, and then took an Uber to Pine Grove Furnace State Park. And then I stayed in this Iron Masters motel, which was like a $25 a night hostel. And then I started the trail again. This time I didn't really have I had somewhat of a trail family, but it was more of a loose, like I'd hike a little bit and I'd run into them, and I'd hang out with them for a little while, and I'd hike ahead, or they'd get ahead of me. So I kept kind of hitting and missing them, and then I'd hang out with them different times. So it was a lot of fun. That's where I met Gumby, Bear, and Big Face, and Sidewind. And so they were a fun group, but I hadn't been with them through Maine and everything, so I was more on my own, and I was doing a lot of independent problem solving, independent thinking, logistics all on my own. And that part was kind of fun, because it was fairly challenging hiking into the winter, going through the mountains, get cold at night. I'd have to find hand warmers, and my budget was not that high. And I'd stay at a hostel, and they'd have a hiker box, and I'd get a fleece out of there, and I'd wear that to keep warm. I was layering up because it would get down to below freezing at night, But I was kind of on my own, and I was hiking pretty big miles, like over 20 a day, and I finished the trail in roughly 2 months. And I took some days off and visited some friends, and took zeros, but I kind of got moving through the south. So it was a kind of a different style of hiking than the first half had been. But anyway, when I set out to do the Appalachian Trail again this year, I set out to do the whole 2,200 miles in one shot, just in one steady through hike. And so that's what I'm planning to do. So it's kind of a big milestone to get past this section of the trail, because once I get past this section, I'm officially in the second half of the trail, and I'm halfway done to finishing. So it's a pretty big goal. So here's the entrance to the park. Pine Grove Furnace State Park. So I'm gonna do the ice cream half-gallon challenge. I gotta eat all this ice cream in a half an hour, but I'm gonna finish my sandwich first. How are you feeling, Ratatouille?
Great.
How's your stomach feeling?
Not good.
Yeah.
I gotta take the fanny off to extend it.
Wouldn't it be nice to eat a nice warm tuna fish sandwich on a dirty ashtray?
Okay. If I puke, it's going on you.
Okay. Your nose is dripping.
My nose is dripping?
Okay.
So what do you think, Margot? Is this fun to watch?
No.
She's the timekeeper. There's her. She's filming us. Poor Ratatouille. Think happy thoughts, Ratatouille.
You should have told him.
I accomplished a new goal today. I won the half-gallon challenge. Here's my empty ice cream containers. Here's Ratatouille. He's thinking happy thoughts. There's about, 6 minutes left? About 6 minutes left.
Give me 20.
And it's been a lifetime of hard work to get to this point. So I'm going to win a picture that they're going to put on the wall that I was able to eat a half-gallon ice cream in a half an hour.
Oh, it's the worst ice cream in the world. Oh my god.
Blue flavor.
Oh, it's so sweet. Oh,
Don't you love birthdays?
dude, it's like it. Oh god.
Great big gobs of greasy. Go for God's Oh God.
Big gobs of greasy grimy gopher guts, and I forgot my spoon.
I think I'm gonna shit blue for the next 3 days.
There's always straws.
Some very pretty chicken of the woods. Looks kind of like eggs. It's kind of neat. Look at that. It's beautiful. After getting through the halfway point, the trail has been really easy. It's been not rocky. It's been fairly flat. But even when it's hilly, it's a nice, easy trail. Like, this is the kind of hiking trail most people picture when they picture a hiking trail. This is, I have to say, after 1,000 miles, most of the Appalachian Trail does not look like this. But when it does look like this, it's pretty pleasant. But also, it makes you want to do big miles to keep moving forward. There is a black rat snake just kind of chilling on the trail. He's not moving. I don't know what is up with him. But he's a long boy. And he's just staying put. So I guess I'll go around him. Oh, there he goes. He's just a long boy. He's a very peaceful snake. He didn't bother me, so I'm just going to leave him alone.